It's not the camera, it's what you put in front of the lens. Hey, welcome back. If you are new here, I am a commercial and portrait photographer in Cape Town, and today I want to talk about something that which I understood when I was starting out, and that it is not the camera in the fact that gear matters way less than you think. It's actually what you put in front of the lens. We are going to break down how you can instantly level up your photography without buying any new equipment. But it does take a little bit of investment in time and relationships. Let's be real, I'm just like most photographers out there. I do love gear, I love new tech, I love the specs, the comparison, but it's very easy to fall into that mindset. And if I just had better equipment, I would be a better photographer, I'd be able to book more clients. But that is just not the case. So here's the thing, I've shot on the latest and greatest, but I've also shot a lot of my work on a camera from the 1970s. And the reality is, it's kind of like saying a chef could blame the oven or the pan for a poor result. So ultimately, it is the ingredients, what you put in front of your camera, that is going to make or break those images. So let's get into it. So when I say like what is in front of the lens, what am I talking about? It is everything that is not the camera. So just jumping back to a previous video where we talked about portfolio building, this is really what it comes down to. So in the final picture, the camera, the lighting, it doesn't exist. All we're seeing is that final beautiful image that, whether it be for a campaign or just for yourself, in the final product, none of those things exist, only the finished picture. And sometimes we can't discern what makes that picture, but we can break it down. Your subject, the model, the styling, the hair and makeup, the location, obviously the lighting. These are all the things, these are all the ingredients that make up that beautiful image. So if you're not investing your time and money investing in your team, your models, your locations, your images are never going to be better than that. If you keep spending money on gear, it's just not going to get you to that result that you want. One of the other key ingredients is the emotion and the direction. So while you could have great hair, great makeup, great model, great location, if those things aren't working cohesively through your direction, through your vision, and the input from your team, the image may still fall a little bit flat. These are the things that make an image feel alive, that stop the scroll, that attract the brands that you want to work with to you. So let's take an example in fashion where you could have great lighting, the right model, hair and makeup's on point, styling is perfect, but there's something just off, the energy isn't there, it's not sort of fitting up to the vision you had off the reference image or the mood board, the image still may fall a bit flat, even if the lighting's good. In contrast, if you have the right model and good hair and makeup, good styling, but the lighting's a little bit off, maybe there was a little bit of motion blur, so it's not a perfect picture, but it's mood and intention and feeling, that is going to be a scroll-stopping knockout image. So let's talk about hair and makeup and styling. I used to think that you could get away with it, and maybe you can if your subject is very good at doing their own hair and makeup, or if your references are very simple, in the sense that it's jeans and a t-shirt. You could probably get away without maybe having a stylist on board, but having a good hair and makeup artist, whether it's to do a full look or just to have that sort of extra pair of hands and an extra set of eyes to go in, adjust the hair. While you're shooting, there is a lot going on, there is a lot you may not see, and the makeup artist might just be that extra finesse that you missed. You know, you go home, you review the image, I wish I had a little bit of powder, the model skin was looking a bit shiny, or there's too many hairs out of place. One hair can be forgiven, but when everybody is doing their job, it's just going to elevate that picture. So the same goes for styling. It's not necessarily about having the best clothing, it's about having a stylist who, if that's not your thing, if you do not know how to put an ensemble together, then, you can have the best model, the best hair and makeup. I know I keep hammering home this point. It's not going to be a good image if the look does not fit the vibe. So that's the job of the stylist. They can be more of an art director as well. And that is something that, if it's not something that you're very strong at visually, you could lean on that. So investing in your team, again, is way more important than investing in gear. And the stylist, again, if it is just a simple shot with jeans and a t-shirt, they would steam those garments. They would make sure that it's the right fit, that it's placed correctly on the model. All of these things are incremental, but they greatly enhance your final picture. In the same way as a chef would maybe add a little bit of salt or pepper right at the end of the dish, that's kind of what your team are doing. So while you could have the right ingredients without the finesse, it's still just going to be an average picture, and we don't want average. We want great. Another key variable is the location. You want your location to be complementary to the images that you're taking. So it could be a garage, a textured wall, doesn't have to be something overly complicated. Maybe it's a natural light studio, but that is something that can't be overlooked, because if your location is distracting from the image, we're not having all of those things work in cohesion, and it could make or break your photo. The last thing that I want to talk about is direction and energy. And this may be something that's overlooked. The direction, that is your job. You are the director of your shoot, and it is your job to convey the vibe of the shoot. It's your job to keep the energy up. It's your job to get the results that you are after. It is your job to get the performance out of the model. Now, sure, working with professional models, maybe you don't need to tell them much, but you still need to give them direction in terms of, let's do a running shot, let's do a walking shot, maybe stand with one hand in your pocket. You can't just be in your own little silos, each person sort of only focusing on, well, I'm the photographer, I'm only going to be worried about exposure and lighting, makeup artist, you worry about your thing, and styling, you worry about your thing. Ultimately, you're the top of that pyramid, and it is your job to bring all those pieces to direct, as a conductor would, that entire orchestra to make something that is in harmony. And direction is a skill. It is something that can be learned. It is like going to the gym, put your reps in. The key takeaway would be to really, really, really look at your work, see where you could improve, have enough self-awareness to think, is there something that I missed? Could I improve on my communication skills with my team? Often I find myself maybe, I'm just a bit maybe lazy, I'm biting my tongue because it's a bit of a mission to maybe change locations, whereas just going that extra little bit effort, okay, we're going to go and walk a little bit further down the beach. I feel like that little rock formation is really going to sort of bring that little bit of extra spice to the picture that is going to make it sing. Those are the decisions that you have to make as the director of your own shoot. Now, sure, you might be working with bigger teams, with art directors, but that is another story for another time where they would be making those shots. Ultimately, though, I do think brands are going to be hiring you and paying you for your creative vision. Often photographers are asked to pitch a treatment before getting the job, and that is your creative eye, and that has nothing to do with the gear. So to summarize, if you're feeling stuck in your photography, please do not go out and buy another piece of equipment that you don't need right now. Ask yourself, could I pay a stylist if you're not in a position where you have someone who you could work with? Could I pay a hair and makeup artist if there is no one who can collaborate with you? Because I'm pretty sure that investments versus the cost of a new piece of gear, it's going to be less. So instead of investing in more equipment, invest your money and your time in either building your team or paying hair and makeup artists and stylists who are maybe not quite within your reach to collaborate with. It's going to be a far better investment. Your pictures are going to start to look way, way better right out the gates. I think once you start paying attention to what is in front of your lens, your pictures are going to start to look way more alive, way more intentional, and obviously way more you. Thanks for watching. If this helped to shift your mindset a little bit, please leave a comment in the section below. If there's anything that you're struggling with, that you'd like help with, please do let me know. I love hearing from you guys. I'm always happy to chime in and help out where I can. So don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.